Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Kerbal Space Program. I believe this is Season 3, Episode 5. And as you can see, I'm working on the first part of the space station core. Again, this is post-commentary. I'm just finding that easier to do for me right now with my current situation and setup and everything. But yeah, it's just what we're going to start off with the putting up into orbit first is just a Kethane converter, an empty Kethane tank. Let's see. I think I had the two-person tuna can lander type thing. Some battery packs. Just the basic stuff, and I think I put a Kethane generator as well on it. And I just designed a heavy lifter and saved it in the subassembly manager things, so we could use it later. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to use for the core for both of the space stations around Kerbin and the moon. And while I'm thinking about this, I forgot to put a robotic core, probe core, whatever you want to call it, on this thing. That probably would have been a lot more helpful in case I ever wanted to leave it unmanned for whatever reason. Oh well. But another thing that I probably could have done a little bit better is I don't know if the Kethane converter has to be connected to both an empty or a full Kethane tank to convert the Kethane tank and be on the same stage or whatever as the empty fuel tank that I'm going to be putting the converted Kethane into. I don't know how that works. If that's the case, I'm going to have to get me a mod that just has the empty fuel tanks. You know, it's like the stock fuel tanks. Just instead of coming full of fuel, they're empty. That's probably a wise addition to our mod list as well, just to have, you know, because if I have to rely on emptying the fuel tanks first before I can, you know, refill them up or whatever, or let's say if I needed to get if I wanted to send something up, it'd be a lot easier to do with empty fuel tanks, send it up, refuel it from the station, and then, you know, move along kind of deal. It'd be a lot more efficient, a lot less, it wouldn't weigh as much. So, I don't know. I know those mods are out there. I just don't know if I need them yet, but I'll look into it. But yeah, you see, I got the atomic stage right here. That's going to be what we're going to be using for to actually get into orbit and then the finalizer orbit. And then if I would have thought about it, I would have put a robotic core on that sucker as well so I could deorbit it. But what I ended up doing was just accidentally decoupling it from the actual space station, so I went ahead and just reverted its flight. So yeah, I need to start planning ahead, way ahead, so I can put, you know, robotic cores and everything on everything that's going to be detached in orbit, so I can actually deorbit it. So yeah, this video is just going to be me designing the lifter that I'm going to be using to get the space station parts up, the different segments, and actually launching and getting the first segment up, the core up around Kerbin. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss some music up because it's not very eventful. There's not much to talk about in this episode. You've already seen this several times, so I'll probably just throw some music up, and if anything does happen that catches my eye, I'll go ahead and talk about it. But stay tuned. if I'm gonna be truthful, right about here is when I start panicking, and I don't think that this stage is gonna have enough oomph to actually get me into orbit. So you'll see me try to change trajectories quite a few times. Uh, I did manage to get it into orbit. I think I turned towards the horizon a little too early for this stage. I should have kept going up at an angle a little bit longer. But yeah, you see me. I'm adjusting it right now because I'm seeing my periapse is not climbing as fast as I'd like it to. My apoapse. I know I could have waited till my apoapse and try to do that, but I don't think it would have had enough. And I really ballsed up this orbital trajectory. So we did end up making it with no problems. It's just a little bit more scary than I would have liked it to be. And that's pretty much it. I end up getting this into I believe a 304 point, like 4, almost perfectly symmetrical, um, almost perfectly circular orbit. Um, I wanted to get as close as I could because I knew I'd be docking with this quite frequently. So I got it as close to being perfect. I wanted it to go around 300 kilometers, and 304 is completely fine. You know, not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's probably my most circular orbit I've ever had with any type of spacecraft. But that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. And stay tuned for more. The next episode, we should be getting a core up around the moon and also designing the shuttle. So it might be a little bit more of a longer episode. But again, I appreciate you guys watching and stay tuned.